If you wish to be successful, you study success. Today I'm going to share with you what I have learned from studying the great Conor McGregor in his documentary, Conor McGregor, The Notorious. I will be cussing in this video. Why? Because Conor McGregor is somebody who cusses a lot. And I'm going to be quoting many of his speeches. So become aware. If you do not want to listen to no cussing, then do not watch this video. But if it doesn't offend you, if it doesn't bother you, then let's continue. One of the first things I became aware of is that Conor McGregor is somebody who visualizes the world in front of him. Somebody who acted like the champ before he was a champ. Somebody who behaved like he had already reached his goals even though he was working towards them. I believe Conor McGregor is somebody who has mastered self-talk, the positive world in front of him. He is an optimistic person. He is somebody who has practiced and worked the law of attraction. It is funny because I had just finished watching a video from Brian Tracy, The 7 Keys to a Positive Personality. And the first 2 rules are that it matters how you speak to yourself. Positive self-talk could lead to your success. And another one is positive visualization. And it is funny because I watched the documentary and then I watched the video. And I believe McGregor was fitting into those first 2 rules perfectly and even mastered them. The way he expresses himself, the way he uses words to create these sentences, the way he uses his sentences to visualize the world in front of him, to create the world in front of him, I believe is an important factor to his success. Yes, we all know that hard work is important, but I believe that it is not just hard work that led him to his success. I believe that it is his mind frame, the way he thinks, and that is what has allowed him to become the success he already is. Because a lot of people can work hard, but a lot of people don't reach success. So I feel like it is also the way he creates the world in front of him, the way he uses these words to mold his brain, his thoughts, the way he uses his words, the way he puts them together. And by creating these words, these thoughts, he creates these thoughts that lead to these emotions, and the world listens and the world gives him the chance. And that is something that I have learned. And I'm going to break it down by giving you the example of many of his speeches that he has shared with us in his documentary. The first speech that I'm going to share with you is this one. The way I'm the fucking future. I'm the fucking future. That is what he says after winning a match. He says, I'm the fucking future. So he's letting the world know that he's the future, and he's letting himself know that he's the future. So do you talk to yourself in that way? If you don't, or if you do, you can tell the difference. He's letting the world know that he's the future, and he's letting himself know, I'm the fucking future. So he's putting that statement out for the listeners. And even if people don't believe that it's true, he's still causing a reaction. He's still putting it in people's head. So it's causing a reaction. He's still letting he's still letting the world know, and the world is listening. It's either all or nothing, the game. I felt I had enough talent that it was time to pack up my job and chase my dream. And that's what I'm doing. This example, this speech that I'm sharing with you is a strategy or his philosophy, the way he looks at tackling a single problem or a task or a mission. We have some people who do many things at once, but the strategy that Conor applied to his work is to focus on one thing only. As many people, you maybe have heard this before, when people burn their boats, meaning they go to the island and they burn their boats because they're not going to go back, and the only option is for them to win, to take over and conquer. So that is an approach that Conor used. It's either all or nothing, the game. I felt I had enough talent that it was time to pack up my job and chase my dream, and that's what I'm doing. So he quit his job to pursue his dream of becoming a UFC fighter, a champion. And he gave it his all. Only one focus, no plan B, only plan A, all in. My dream is to be number 1. He is goal oriented. I noticed that Conor McGregor is somebody who reaches for the stars. Some people just want one championship belt across their waist, and that is all. But to Conor, that's just the beginning. To Conor, there's still more out there for the world. He's visualizing already what's going to happen after this first, after reaching the first belt. He's already planning ahead. He's thinking ahead. Yes, it is important for him to focus towards that task, but he's still thinking ahead. There's still more. He's reaching for more. He's fighting for more. He knows there's more ahead, so he has to keep on battling. He has to keep on training. I mean, I was a little chimp. I was only a kid, had a chip on my shoulder, little chimp running around, trying to own the place. But I kept showing up and then became the gorilla. Here we have an example of the hard work he put in, his philosophy at tackling, at accomplishing his mission, his strategy for making it in his career. He showed up. He knew that he wasn't a top dog or somebody that's big, the top 10%. He knew, but he knew he wasn't, or he wasn't viewed as one. But he kept showing up. He kept putting the work to become that. He always felt like it. He always acted like it. He put in the work of the gorillas. He was running around. He hanged around in that environment where he needed to be, in that environment to grow, to become that what was necessary. Trying to own the place. He was trying to own the place. You see what I mean by the way he thinks, the way he creates the world in front of him by using these words. It wasn't just train, it was trying to own the place, make the place mine. I was only a kid, had a chip under my shoulder, little chimp running around trying to own the place. He doesn't want to become the champ, he wants to also own the place. But I kept showing up and then became the gorilla. So here he shows us his persistence, his commitment, always showing up. Always showing up. What's everyone else doing on Saturday? Probably out drinking. Here's another example that he gives us, that some people on Saturdays might be partying or doing something that doesn't relate to their career or their dream, to their mission, to their goal. And he is putting in the work. He is there showing up, putting in the work, even on a Saturday. Conor McGregor, now I'm obsessed. So I'm sharing with you speeches, his examples of hard work, his philosophy, and the way he speaks to himself, his self-talk, his self-affirmations that he makes. No one goes easy here, everyone wants to win. You know what I mean? From round one to round fucking the end, there's people trying to beat you up. So here I'm sharing with you that he has an environment around him that is challenging to him. He doesn't have an easy environment, because we all know that in an easy environment you may not grow as much, you may not learn nothing because you are in a comfortable situation. But if you are in somewhere where it's difficult for you, you're going to learn, you're going to be irritated. So you're doing things to make yourself feel comfortable. And in this case, he has that, and he's aware of it, that he is somewhere where it is hard, the people around him is hard. No one goes easy here, everyone wants to win, you know what I mean? From round one to round fucking the end, there's people trying to beat you up. So he knows there's people here not taking it easy. Everyone's doing hard, everyone's giving it their best. And that's an environment you want to be in if you want to be successful, if you want to reach success faster. Be in an environment where you're going to be challenged. Be surrounded by people who don't take it easy on you the majority of the time. Be with people that challenge you, who strive for more, who put in that extra work. Put yourself in a growing environment. This isn't for 3 weeks, this isn't for 8 weeks, this is for life. This speech I believe this is another way of his thinking, his philosophy to the world, or his strategy. This isn't for 3 weeks, this isn't for 8 weeks, this is for life. He's regarding this towards his training. Every time he trains, he's aware that each waking hour of every day is training. He's always in training. He's not just training for one fight, he's training for life. He's training ahead of the fights. He's training for the continuity of life. He's fighting for the life of head. That it just doesn't end at one spot. He's aware that everything he does leads to reactions, and he's just mounting them on top and on top of of his mountain to use it, because he's aware that life is a long run. You know, he's putting his work. He's building his craft. He's maximizing his skills. Like I said, I'm broke still. I want to make some money. Just keep going, get it in. This is my life. Welcome. He's saying this in the intro of the documentary, as in one of his motivations is that he was broke still, and he wanted to feed his family and himself. He wants to get paid. He wanted to get paid, and we see that that's one of his motivations. And his strategy was to just get it in and keep going. That's the way to go. Build up your reputation outside of the UFC, get big finishes, talk the talk, win titles in all weight divisions, then set your call out when the call out comes. Get in there and prove everyone that you're there. Strategy, if you want to be successful in the UFC, perhaps get big finishes, talk the talk, win titles in all weight divisions. Here we have a man who who has a strategy, who's goal oriented, who is structured. McGregor, I see myself as a champ already. Interviewer, you're the featherweight champion already? McGregor, yeah, of course. I saw myself as a champ from day one, and we're broke as a motherfucker over here. I haven't got a pot to piss in, so I'm looking to get paid. I'm gonna go straight for them. Here's another example, or the example that I was giving you earlier, that even though he wasn't the champ already, he walked like the champ. And if you watch the documentary, or if you watched his old press conferences, or anytime he was on camera, Conor McGregor always carried himself as a champ. Even though he wasn't the champ, he didn't have the belt around him. He saw himself as a champ before he even entered the UFC. I saw myself as a champ from day one. So he saw himself as a champ from day one when he started. You know, and I believe this is one of the reasons that have led to his success, because he behaved like a champ. He acted like a champ. He walked like a champ. He trained like a champ. He thought like a champ. So if you behave like a champ and act like one, you train like one, then the world starts giving you those things that champs get. You know, I believe this because if you notice this with him, you are going to notice it with other people as well. Success leaves clues. Other people, you're going to see common traits with successful people, and this is one of them. Even Brian Tracy mentions it in his rule number 2, positive visualization. The most powerful ability that you have is the ability to visualize and to see your goals as already accomplished. So I believe it's just not his hard work, but the way he framed the world around him. He framed the world, the way he uses the world. You know, it's still the mind of this man, the way he thinks, the way he visualizes the world in front of him. So he thought he was a champ already. He trained like a champ. Interviewer, you're only 1-0 in the UFC. 1 win, 0 losses. But it feels like in some ways you're 10 wins, 0 losses. By the attention and buzz surrounding you. McGregor, I always felt like the champ. I always felt like this was going on. This was all going on in my head. Now it's just happening in real life. This is just another speech to back up what I said. He always thought he was a champ. I always felt like the champ. I always felt like this was going on. This was all going on in my head. He visualized it in his head, and he always brought it up in his head. And that's another thing Brian Tracy says. See your life as ideal in every way. Replay the picture in the screen of your mind over and over again. The funny thing is that I barely watched this video, and McGregor had already applied this Brian Tracy philosophy years back. You know, I feel like McGregor just mastered those first two rules of his video: positive self-talk and positive visualization, by behaving and acting that way. So if you want to be successful in the area, in the field that you're in, what are the champions doing? What are the top 10 performers doing in your company, in your business, in your field? How do they act? What are their hobbies? What do they do? Maybe you should look them up, or what would you, or how would you behave if you had your goals already achieved? How would you behave? What would you do? What would champion Jose, Jessica, whatever your name is, be or do? What would the top 10 earners of your business do? Write it down and start acting or behaving those things. If you want to get yourself out of your comfort zone, if you want to actually take action for your better life and the life of others. I always felt like the champ. So imagine yourself being number one. What would number one you do compared to the person you are now? And be and act like that person. Interviewer: I know you watched 163, relating to that is what they call the match. What did you think of Aldo's performance? Are you ready for this, man? Conor: Ariel, come on, there is no opponent, you know what I mean? This is my division, this is my time. If they want to give me that title shot, you know what I mean? I'd go for it. I've come to fight, I've come to perform, I'm ready. You see how the man speaks? Like, it is just pretty, you know, to me it's like this man has it made. This man has this skill. You know, this man is like, the way he uses the world, his words is just powerful. You know, the way he sees himself, the way he puts it out there. Why? Because if you have not become aware of, words are powerful. Words create your thoughts, and your thoughts create your emotions. So, and words lead to reaction. Certain words that you choose create a sentence. Certain words have greater impacts than others. The word you choose makes things happen. It's creative, beautiful, nice. There's a difference between the emotions behind each word. Ariel, come on, there is no opponent. He's letting people know, even his opponents, that there is no opponents. He's sending them a message, and he's telling himself that. He's bringing himself the confidence. He's even letting himself, his mind, know he has the confidence. There is no opponent, you know what I mean? This is my division. My division, this is my time. He's letting people know that it is his time. Even if they believe it or not, they're still getting that message from him. And to himself, he's letting himself know, he's giving himself this time. Like, you know, like if you tell yourself this, just stop and tell yourself this. This is my division, this is my time. This is my time, I'm going to be successful. This is my time, I'm going to be successful in the area, in the field that I'm in. This is my time, I'm going to be the top 10 performers. This is my time, I'm going to be the top 10 earners. This is my time, I'm going to win today. This is my time, today is going to be the best day. I'm pretty sure if you keep telling yourself this, you're going to raise up your mood, because you're making yourself confident. This is my time. If they want to give me that title shot, you know what I mean? I'd go for it. I've come to fight. He knows what his goal is. He knows his task. He knows his mission. He knows what he's standing for. I come to perform. I'm ready. But another thing is that he just doesn't, yes, his words, his way he thinks, but he backs it up with his hard work. He makes himself feel confidence by putting in that hard work, that determination. He knows what he's putting into his craft, you know. So it's he He matches what he says. He makes sure he does. And if he doesn't do it, he feels fidgety. As he's quoted, "When I do not train, I just get fidgety. That's why I need to train. If I don't train, I'm not myself." McGregor, you know what's next? The world title is next. Tell Jose I'm coming. So here we have again, letting the world know that he's coming, and he's putting that thought in his head, like, what, even if they don't give him that title shot, they're considering it. Why? Because he told people, what's next? The world title is next. Like, oh, what would happen if, let's imagine right now we give Conor that title shot. What would happen? He's putting it inside people's head, and people might get excited to see that, and eventually they did happen. Essentially, I've thrown my ACL, 80% of it. I become a master at recovering from this. I become a master. Not I become good, not I'm getting better at it. I become a master. Pay attention to his words. I'm able to overcome it. Everyone in the roster would have went running after this. This speech is another example of his hard work. Somebody who takes risks. Somebody who is not afraid of challenges. Many people, according to Conor McGregor and his teammates, would have given up after tearing up their ACL. That's a body part in their leg. They would have extended the match or decided not to continue the match. But Conor was willing to pursue and to overcome and to continue. And he did, and he won the title. Every day he's just moving forward. His wife, Devlin, every day he's just moving forward. That's just the way we live. That's our lives. We live in this positive mind frame. We live in this positive mind frame. Always moving forward. Positive, optimistic. You have a team that is positive and optimistic. Not just Conor, but the people around him. His environment. So maybe having a positive environment is essential for your success. Maybe, or it is. Devlin, his wife. If you change the way you think and you believe every single breath you take that you are the best, and I was the first person to really hear him speak those words, and I hear him be so passionate. I always did believe him, and I always will. So you have somebody who says, if you change the way you think and believe every single breath you take that you are the best. If you change the way you think. So here is, she's throwing us her thoughts of success. Her example, what she believes will lead you to a success. Change the way you think. And you believe that you are the best. So this kind of, is adding up all of this, what I have been speaking to you, trying to share with you the message that it is important how you see the world in front of you and how you create the world in front of you by choosing these words selectively in your mind and when you speak out to the world. By creating the world in front of you by the thoughts you think of. Change the way you think. I always did believe him. And he had support. He had people who actually believed in him. That would give him that strength. Not just from himself, but from other people that are important to him. It means nothing to me, the results. Conor McGregor. It means nothing to me, the result will remain the same. It doesn't matter who is in front of me. I am the pound for pound number one. So whoever's standing across from me will get it. His self-talk, is pretty powerful. The way he speaks is pretty strong. You must admit it. It means nothing to me. The results remain the same. It doesn't matter who is in front of me. I am the pound for pound number one. Letting people know what he thinks of people and what he thinks of himself. And he's letting himself know. He's reassuring himself, his confidence that he has in himself. My mind is bulletproof. I don't fuck about this game. I take this game very seriously. What do I look like? Like a world champion, baby. Here we have another example of the way he thinks of himself. A world champion. He acts like one. He dresses like one. Hardest workers in the game, that's why we're the highest paid. You know, a common trait that successful people have are hardest workers. You have Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, saying you gotta be the hardest worker in the room. Conor, I'm a true great, and I conquered my adversity. I'm a true great. How many times have you told yourself, I'm a true great? You know, if you don't have that vocabulary, maybe it's time for you to apply that vocabulary. And not just say it, but make yourself feel that by the task, by doing small tasks, and then leading to bigger ones. Take those tasks step by step. I honestly feel I'm at a stage in my life where I can overcome anything, I can conquer anything. That's where I feel I'm at now after coming through all that, and now where I'm at. What I have and what I've done, I can conquer anything. So here we have a really confident Conor McGregor. But if you don't know this, after this speech, Conor McGregor loses to Nate Diaz. I'm not saying that maybe he got too high and it led maybe to arrogance. I don't know. I'm not really good at distinguishing the both yet, and at times I'm wrong and many people are wrong. But there's people that say that when you're flying, if you fly too high, your wings are gonna burn from the sun, and if you fly too low, you're gonna hit the ground. So you gotta find the balance. Well, maybe what if Conor was flying too high and then the sun burned him and he went down, and he had to remind himself what he did wrong. He had to remind himself. He had to structure his mind back again, and as he did, he managed to beat Nate. But you know, sometimes you don't know if it's arrogance or confidence. Some people can tell, not everybody. You know, I'm still learning that on myself, what is arrogance and what is confidence. There's many scared pussies in the fight world. People who don't take risks will never climb to that next level. Here again we have somebody who is willing to take risks. Somebody who is willing to challenge himself. There's many scared pussies in the fight world. People who don't take risks will never climb to that next level. So here we have one of his philosophy, the way that if you want to reach more, have more, level up, then you have to be willing to risk. According to him, there's many scared pussies in the fight world. People who don't take risks will never climb to that next level. So you must be willing to challenge yourself and do things that are scary or uncomfortable. That's what champions do. That's what generates interest. I'm a hungry motherfucker that does not care who is in his way. I am a hungry motherfucker who does not care in his way. Who does not care who is in his way. Tell yourself that. I'm a hungry motherfucker who does not care who is in his way. I'm a hungry motherfucker who does not care who is in his way. Or her. I'm a hungry motherfucker who does not care who is in her way. His way. His, her way. I'm pretty sure you're gonna feel like whoa, you know, it's gonna make a difference in your brain or the way you feel. You know, you might feel like whoa, like, you know, a little burst of energy. You know, if you're feeling down, you know, remind yourself why you're doing this, and then tell yourself that I'm a hungry motherfucker who does not care who is in his way. You know, you might feel pumped, you know, feel a little energy. And that's what I'm trying to share with you. The way he uses his words is pretty powerful. And you know it is, due to the attention that he has received in his career. After his loss to Nate Diaz, we've been very structured, very focused. I think structure is a key to true success. I think structure is a key to true success. There you have it, one of his philosophies towards his success. Structure. He's been very structured, very focused. And he won his second match with Nate Diaz. This is what I have learned from studying the great Conor McGregor in his documentary and some of his pre-conferences with other of his opponents. If you found this video helpful, useful, make sure to apply what you have learned into your life. Consider applying it, practice it for a week or two, and see if it makes a difference in your life. Be somebody who takes action. Don't be the person who lives in someday I'll. Be the person who takes risks. Don't be a pussy like Conor McGregor says. There's many scared pussies in the fight world. People who don't take risks will never climb to that next level. If you want to be successful, success leaves clues. If you want to be success, then do what the Conor McGregor does. Do what champs do. Do what successful people do. And see if it makes a difference in your life. Do what success people do. Follow success. Do what success people do. And see where it ends up. All I ask of you is to share this story. Share what you have learned from this. Share his story. Use that as an example to let other people know what you have learned, to try to make their lives better, impact their lives and yours too. Gracias.